There's this ancient story about a woman named Radha. And Radha lived with wildness in her bones and music in her hips, her hair slightly unkempt and always adorned with wildflowers. The trees of Vrindavan, her hometown, knew her laughter well, and the river knew her touch. And she grew up in this village, free-spirited and unafraid. And then one magical, mystical, pivotal day, Krishna arrived. Krishna was the God in human form, divine love embodied, mischievous and magnetic. He played his flute in the forest, and the sound of it made the world take pause. It wasn't just beautiful, it was a calling, a summoning. And Radha heard it. In a sense, he summoned her. So she follows this ethereal sound right into the forest one night, right to Krishna. And when they met, something ancient lit up between them. Their connection was mythic and cosmic and erotic. They danced under the moon and spoke without words, and their bodies knew each other like oceans know the tides. They were lovers, and they were also mirrors into each other. So while Radha was falling in love with Krishna, she was learning so much about herself. But as the story goes, the moment came when Krishna had to leave. His dharma called him elsewhere, and kingdoms needed him. Destiny pulled him from the forest, and he left. And Radha stayed. And she was so very heartbroken. But she wasn't broken. She felt into it rather than shutting it down or numbing it out. She didn't go looking for someone else to fill the space. Instead, she leaned into it and went deeper. Radha turned her longing into devotion of life itself, toward a connection bigger than words. In yoga, we call this form of devotion bhakti yoga. She poured her passion into poetry and prayer and into dance and the wind in the river, and she flirted with the moon. She walked barefoot through the forest, still singing his name, because love lived in her breath. And she fell deeply and madly in love with life. She didn't belong to Krishna, and she understood that Krishna didn't belong to her. And I think that that's what makes Radha so unforgettable. She teaches us that real love doesn't mean disappearing into someone else. It means expanding into the fullness of who you are. Your desire, your messiness, your humanness, all of it. Radha reminds us that longing in and of itself is sacred. She was sensual and bold and soft. She was sovereign. And she learned how to grieve while also still finding joy. She didn't shrink for love or from a loss of it, but she became it. She became love. Radha's story is often told as a love story between two people, but it's really, for me, a story about what we do with longing, with loss, with the parts of life that didn't unfold the way that we hoped they would. She teaches us that we can grieve and still stay open, stay soft, stay vulnerable. that love doesn't end when someone exits. It transforms into something else, something bigger. And that devotion isn't about another person. It's about the sacredness of our own hearts. Radha remembered that she is her own source of love. She learned to let her losses deepen her capacity to feel and to tap into her eternal well of love, the Anahata chakra.